Two groups of members present, I declare the motion as amended passed.
無立法
Members' motion with no legislative effect. Ms. Carmen KAN will move a motion on strengthening the governance systems and further reinforcing the closely intertwined relations between the three centers. Dr. So Cheung-wing will move an amendment to the motion. This council will proceed to a joint debate on the motion and the amendment. Later, I will first call upon Ms. Carmen KAN to speak and move the motion. Then I will call Dr. So Cheung-wing to speak, but he may not move the amendment at this stage. The joint debate now begins. Members who wish to speak, please press the request to speak button. I now call upon Ms. Carmen KAN to speak and move the motion. Ms. Carmen KAN. President, I move that the motion as printed on the agenda be passed. The resolution adopted in the third plenary session of the CPC Central Committee that there should be institution building that should be designated as the main task, and it affirms Hong Kong's strategic positioning as three centers as the hub. The hub would be international hub for high caliber talents. I would like to focus on three centers. The three centers are intertwined, and in the Financial Secretary's blog, it said that the three centers had their own characteristics, yet they are interrelated. With the changes in consumption patterns, we have less spending by people. It is said in 2024-25, the budget is estimated to reach $100 billion. We have also uncertainties in the external environment. We have seen various sectors change their strategies in their production and supply chains. It is said that Hong Kong should be developed into a multinational supply chain management center. What has happened now? We also talked about developing headquarters economy here. I think we can build on this concept, and we can then build on the multinational supply chain management center and the financial center aspect. My motion is particularly about strengthening governance systems and improving the business environment. For the strengthening of governance systems, I propose to strengthen top-level design and overall planning. We have fragmentation in the government departments at the moment. We have 3 different bureaus attending this motion debate today. We also have the various public bodies. In order to enhance coordination, there should be a top-level body to enhance coordination between the different bodies. We have a steering committee to develop the Hotel Cooperation Zone. For the 3 centers, which would be even more important, should we have the chief executive take the lead in steering the departments and bodies to develop Hong Kong into the 3 centers? Should we also include the advisory bodies currently under the Home and Youth Affairs Bureau, but their functions are relevant to the 3 bureaus in attendance today? We also need to review the non-government organizations. I mentioned in my motion Hong Kong Financial Services Development Council, the Trade Development Council, and the Maritime and Port Development Board. For the FSDC in particular, it was set up as a body in 2013 under the FSTB. It was in 2018 that it became a company limited by guarantee. It is still an advisory body. That's why there were concerns that the body does not perform any actual functions. It is not conducive to the FSDC promoting Hong Kong's advantages in international financial center overseas. It would be hard for the body to consolidate efforts. I actually raised a written question earlier. For 4 years, they only took part in few events. So it is considered an advisory body. I'm not exactly surprised about that. We need to make sure the body has statutory functions, just like what the Trade Development Council is doing. For the Hong Kong Maritime and Port Development Board, it was established back in 1982 as a Maritime and Port Board. It has gone through restructuring over the years, and in 2014 it was said that there should be a statutory body overseeing the relevant matters, but the Maritime and Port Development Board is still an advisory body. And will its functions overlap with other tourism development bodies? We need to think about what Director Xia Baolong said. The Hong Kong business sector should make contributions to the economy of Hong Kong. So I think we should rely on the business sector more. The Trade Development Council was established in 1966. It has a long history. The Trade Development Council Ordinance empowers the Trade Development Council in the following ways. It is to promote trading between Hong Kong and other places. But then, the Trade Development Council's work spans many different areas. In the Trade Development Council's work plan, it is said that it should enhance competitiveness of Hong Kong and consolidate Hong Kong's position as a hub for business and trading. It would also provide information on cross-border financing. It has $550 million in funding. It is much higher than the $14 million that the FSDC gets. We need to make sure we have legislative reforms tying in with the institutional reforms. We need to consider amending legislation to empower the FSDC to combine, for example, with the Trade Development Council so that it can become a Finance and Trading Development Council. This would prevent waste and duplication of resources. I also said that the government should improve the business environment. We have the advantages of a low tax regime, free flow of capital and information, a sound legal system, etc. But we also have some shortcomings. We have complicated processes. We do not have enough manpower. We have limited land resources. So I urge the government to streamline processes and civil servants to think more about businesses and the people in their work. For example, CEPA's new arrangements would come into effect in March next year. I urge the government to clarify the definition for the new CEPA arrangements would not only be for local companies, it would also allow overseas companies to go into the mainland so they can make good use of the CEPA's new arrangements. With the policies to facilitate headquarters economy and the redomiciliation regime, as well as some tax incentives, we would have more companies come to Hong Kong to set up regional headquarters. We will also be able to develop the relevant 3 center services that make 40% of the GDP. These are just my suggestions. I'm more than willing to listen to other members for their ideas. I hope members will support the bill. I now propose a question to you that Ms. Carmen KAN's motion be passed. Dr. So Cheung-wing.
Deputy President, the Chief Executive, in his latest policy address, stresses the international financial shipping and trade centers and that they are closely intertwined. This echoes the resolution of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China on solidifying the status of the 3 centers. Ms. Carmen KAN moves this motion on strengthening the governance systems and further reinforcing the closely intertwined relations between the three centers. This echoes what President said about enhancing our role as a facilitator. I speak in support of the motion, and I'd like to move my amendment focusing on how we can promote mutual support of relevant sectors to promote ourselves into international financial shipping and trade centers. Deputy President, some say that Hong Kong is under transformation and restructuring. I don't totally agree. Diversifying the growth of different sectors doesn't mean a full transformation. The international financial shipping and trade in Hong Kong are not moving towards transformation. I think in order to promote economic growth, we need mutual support between the three sectors I mentioned. Hong Kong is one of the few top international financial shipping and trade centers in the world. We are leading in these three respects. We are, however, facing fierce competitions from different places. We cannot only rely on our advantages. If the three sectors can be more closely intertwined, then we can achieve a maximum effect in terms of our economic growth. With complex geopolitical situations, if we're able to do that, we can cope with different challenges and risks. In the policy address, it is mentioned that we should build an international gold trading market as well as a commodity trading ecosystem. And this is again closely intertwined with our shipping business. To promote high value added shipping businesses, it looks like it is the task of the shipping sector. However, we have to, at the same time, tap into the Belt and Road market. It looks like it falls under the trade sector. However, we need the support from the financial sector in order to be able to achieve this. It is an advantage for these three centers to be closely intertwined. The focus of this debate is to strengthen the governance systems. Entrepreneurs, they often focus on competitions. It is only the government that has the power to plan for the three centers that are closely related to each other. Mr. President Xi said we have to change our mindset and seize the relationship between government as well as the market through reforming the systems. We can make good use of our economy. And high value-added services. Your time is up, Dr. So. Please stop.
Under Secretary for Financial Services and the Treasury. Deputy President, I thank Ms. Carmen KAN for moving the motion on strengthening the governance systems and further reinforcing the closely intertwined relations between the three centers. I also thank Dr. So Cheung-wing for moving his amendment so that I, together with the Under Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development and the Undersecretary for Transport and Logistics can listen to members' views on this important issue. At the third plenary session of the 20th Central Committee held in July, the resolution on further deepening reform comprehensively to advance Chinese modernization was adopted. The resolution gave explicit support to enhance Hong Kong's strategic positionings, include harnessing the one country, two systems institutional strengths, consolidating and enhancing our position as an international financial, shipping and trade center, and supporting Hong Kong to become an international hub for high-caliber talents. We are also supported to exert a greater role in our countries opening up to the world, developing collaboration in the GBA through harmonization of rules and mechanisms. This term of the government upholds the spirits of promoting development through reforms by adopting a results-oriented spirit and by implementing one country, two systems and enhancing our governance system. We have been increasing our impetus by tapping new markets and new opportunities and continuously enhancing our competitiveness in finance, shipping and trade. In terms of finance, we rank the third globally and first in Asia in the Global Financial Centers Index. We have a robust regulatory system and a rich pool of talents. We are also the freest economy in the world. As Vice Premier He Lifeng of the State Council mentioned in Hong Kong, to build, consolidate, and develop Hong Kong into an international financial center is what Hong Kong needs and what the country values. We will continue to consolidate and enhance our position as an international financial center and give play to our unique strengths of enjoying the backing of the country and being connected with the world. We will contribute to the high-level opening up of the country's financial services sector, continue to expand the connect schemes and promote the internationalization of RMB to serve the country's needs. We will also deepen our exchanges with the global financial sector and showcase our advantages and opportunities as an international financial center to the global investors. On shipping, the government has been dedicated to consolidating Hong Kong's position as an international shipping center. According to the 2024 Xinhua Baltic International Shipping Center Development Index report published in August, we continue to rank the fourth globally, highlighting our overall strengths in terms of port conditions, professional maritime services, and overall environment. The Transport and Logistics Bureau, or the TLB, is gradually implementing the 10 strategies and 32 specific action measures announced in the Action Plan on Maritime and Port Development Strategy, announced in last December. The TLB is actively preparing for the reconstitution of the Hong Kong Maritime and Ports Board into the Hong Kong Maritime and Port Development Board in the first half of next year. The high-level advisory body will assist the government in the formulation of strategies as well as enhancements of research capability and talent training. On trade, with a highly internationalized business environment, we have always been a key player in international trade. In 2023, the value of merchandise trade in Hong Kong reached 8.8224 trillion Hong Kong dollars. Besides the mainland, ASEAN member states are also important trade partners. To heed the resolution's calls for Hong Kong to consolidate our position as an international trade, financial, and shipping center, the government will adopt a new mindset to embrace the spirit of the third plenary session, to contribute to the country's vision to become a strong country with Chinese modernization, and also sustain our development impetus. The third plenum adopted Chinese modernization as the overarching principle of development. Comprehensive statements were made on the importance and requirements of further deepening reform. Finance, shipping, and trade are key notes of the country's bid to go global and introduce capital. In the process of further deepening reform, we must reflect on how we can fulfill the positionings given to us by the country, how we can enhance the governance system and tap the opportunities, and grasp the intertwined relations between the three centers so as to enhance our competitiveness and attractiveness, to promote growth in Hong Kong and actively integrate into the national development blueprint. We will listen closely to members' views and suggestions. Later on, we will give a consolidated reply to the motion and the amendments. Thank you.
Dr. Chairman Kong, Deputy President, during the third plenary session, there was mention about the three centers and a hub. In 2023, financial services as well as logistics services account for over 40% of the local GDP, and the labor participation in these three sectors was also at a high percentage. I thank our G19's member, Ms. Carmen KAN, for the motion. Ms. KAN mentions about reinforcing the closely intertwined relations between the three centers. This reminds us that the three centers should not be developed separately. We should look at the development of these three centers in a holistic manner. In recent years, the container throughput has been on decline. However, as far as we understand, there is still major room for us to improve. In terms of the technology as well as talent, we see that new energy transport has been developing rapidly in the mainland. In some Shenzhen ports, there are provision and delivery of new energy transports. And this shows that we can integrate manufacturing and delivery as well as logistics. This shortens the export of new energy transport. We have ports, so we can make good use of them. So I suggest that the SAR government can build the three centers through three types of collaboration. We need cross-departmental, cross-sectoral, as well as cross-regional collaborations to enforce the closely intertwined relations between the three centers. On cross-departmental collaboration, we can make good use of the Committee on Education, Technology and Talents. We can have better coordination among the different government bureaus and departments to develop cross-country supply chains. I think each government department and bureau should work together in order to highlight the integration of the three centers. Also, we can help promote the export of new energy transport from the mainland. In this regard, we can build a cross-country supply chain to help with marketing, branding, and so on. We can encourage mainland enterprises to come to Hong Kong to set up offshore management headquarters. To put it short, we can make use of our advantages and help enhance the competitiveness of these mainland enterprises. On cross-regional collaboration, we should step up collaboration with Macau and Shenzhen, as well as other GBA cities. The CE-elect of Macau, Mr. Sam Ho-Fai, said he would work with Mr. John Lee to see how we can achieve complementarity of advantages between the two places. Indeed, Macau has been planning for the building of 4 new emerging sectors, and some of them are traditional sectors in Hong Kong, especially the financial sector. In order to achieve sharing of resources as well as complementarity of advantages, we should work together. For example, Hong Kong can leverage our own strengths. We can take part in the Hengqin trade zone. And we can also find room for development in this regard. In deepening our collaboration with GBA cities, we should think about setting up cross-regional collaboration fund to inject impetus into the relevant sectors. Mr. President Xi said we have to take into account the prevailing conditions of different places. We have to adopt a reform mentality. This is crucial. On public-private partnership, the SAR government has been promoting the participation of the business sector in the northern metropolis. This is crucial to the development of the three centers. The SAR government should lead the different sectors in Hong Kong to take part in the building of the three centers and one hub. And this will help with the transformation of Hong Kong's economy. Thank you. Ms. Elizabeth Guo. Deputy President, I thank Ms. Carmen KAN for the motion on strengthening the governance systems and further reinforcing the closely intertwined relations between the three centers. This is an important topic for Hong Kong. With new technology as well as competitions from around the world, we have to think about how we can make use of innovative technology, including AI, Web3, as well as blockchain technology and RWA, and so on, to enhance our governance systems. This can help enhance our status as an international financial, shipping, and trade center. These innovative technologies can help promote the high-quality development of Hong Kong's economy. Also, it can help us strengthen the governance systems. These are important tools. On the three centers, I'm going to talk about their closely intertwined relations and how we can make use of blockchain technologies to make breakthroughs. The three centers include the international financial, shipping, and trade centers. They form the main axis of the local economy. They are closely intertwined and they form a dynamic economic system. The financial center provides capital. The shipping network promotes trade as well as commodity trading. Trade centers create capital demands as well as opportunities. The three centers create synergy and lay a solid foundation of our economy. On digitalization, well, we see that digital technologies are reshaping the order. We have to look to blockchain technologies and AI to inject new impetus. Hong Kong as an international financial center should more proactively promote the use of AI in the financial sector to increase the efficiency of the financial market. For example, RegTech should be established. This covers the AI, and this helps regulate the operation of the market and efficient detection of any irregularities. Hong Kong should set an example for other jurisdictions. We should make use of blockchain technologies and RWA. For example, real estate properties as well as art trading, we can make use of blockchain. We can make use of AI for pricing. This will help increase the flow of assets, and this will also provide more choices for investors and consolidate ourselves as an international financial center. Hong Kong as an international shipping center has to make good use of blockchain technology and AI to comprehensively enhance efficiency in the logistics sector. We should again explore RWA as well as the tokenization of the sector to cope with the demands. For example, AI can help monitor the carbon emission level of vessels and the use of different fuels so that we can move towards green transformation. This can also benefit the carbon trading market. Also, with digitalization, Hong Kong should make good use of Web3 and AI to build a smart trading platform to enhance our competitiveness and solidify our status as a shipping center. For example, smart contracts can help us enter into different agreements, and the computerization technology of AI can also ensure full automation and reduction of costs. Web3 can help build a decentralized platform and network. This allows consumers to achieve trading directly. We want to achieve high-quality economic development, and we want to benefit our people. Web3 as well as RWA can help SMEs in Hong Kong as well as young entrepreneurs achieve benefits. I have the following suggestions. In terms of top-level design, I hope that there can be cross-departmental effort within the government to promote the three centers. Secondly, the government should make use of AI to enhance governance, and it should support innovative systems. It should achieve single portal soon and streamline relevant procedures to enhance efficiency and reduce administrative costs. We also have to build a talent hub. We have to attract as well as cultivate talent in order to reinforce the three centers. On the other hand, we have to collaborate actively with the mainland as well as other places in the world. Your time is up. Thank you.
Mr. Stanley Thank you, Deputy President. I speak in support of Ms. Carmen KAN's original motion and Dr. So Cheung-wing's amendment. A resolution was adopted in the third plenary session of the 20th CPC Central Committee. It has affirmed Hong Kong's strategic positioning as three centers and a hub. This is a major article that we have to write. Ms. Carmen KAN pointed out that there should be institutional reform. I support that. On strengthening governance systems, I would say for advisory and statutory bodies, there should be representatives of workers' unions. Right now, in advisory and statutory bodies, there aren't that many labor union representatives. It does not take in the views of the workers who are important stakeholders in the process. For example, in the airport authority, right now there are no employee representatives on the board. Without employee representatives, the voices of employees are not heard. It does not help with effective communication between the airport authority and the staff members. In the FTU's policy address advocacy statement submitted to the government, it is suggested that there should be better participation of employees in advisory and statutory bodies to express views of workers. Dr. So Cheung-wing's amendments mentioned establishing a unified framework and streamlining the procedures for attracting businesses and investment that would enhance interest from foreign investors. I support that. With changes in the external environment, many overseas companies are making structural changes and they may consider Hong Kong as an option. If they indeed come to Hong Kong, it would reinforce the three centers positioning of Hong Kong. Director Xia Baolong on 8th of November, when hosting a seminar for Hong Kong businessmen in Shenzhen, said Hong Kong businessmen should make contributions to Hong Kong because they have been making a profit in Hong Kong. The government should encourage enterprises to take in graduate interns or other interns to cultivate local talents. The industrial and business sectors should continue to work with local academic institutions to provide internship opportunities to students so that they know what the industries need. Large enterprises should shoulder more social responsibility to hire more local interns to promote upward mobility of the younger generations. Deputy President, apart from attracting incoming talents, we need to nurture local talents. In fact, we should focus on nurturing local talents in order to make Hong Kong into an international hub for high caliber talents. In turn, we can develop the three centers of Hong Kong and make contributions to Hong Kong's economy. Thank you. Mr. Chan Siu-hong. Thank you, President. I speak in support of Ms. Carmen KAN's original motion and Dr. So Cheung-wing's amendments. The resolution adopted in the third plenary session of the CPC Central Committee said that there should be further deepening of reforms and upholds institutional building as the main task, strengthening top-level design and overall planning, and affirms Hong Kong's positioning as international financial shipping and trade centers, as well as an international hub for high-caliber talents, so that Hong Kong can make contributions to the country in its opening up. Not only is it a recognition of Hong Kong's efforts, it is also a demand for Hong Kong to develop further. We need to seize the opportunities in transforming the financial shipping and trade centers with the advancement of technology. In the policy address, it is said that Hong Kong should become an international gold and commodities trading center. This is the starting point. We would provide more gold-related services that would in turn bring growth in professional services. This will become a new growth area. We will have more gold warehouses, and then we'll have more trade. And then we need to have more logistics services in order to support that. Commodities trading take up half of the shipping volume in the world. Gold traders are major consumers of shipping services. With gold trading in Hong Kong, it should promote shipping services in Hong Kong. We need to make sure we showcase Hong Kong's strengths to these shipping companies as well as investors. We need to adopt a combination punches approach to make sure the related services such as maritime law services, arbitration, as well as agent services would have streamlined processes for applications made. We would need to rely on the coordination of departments on this. We need to enhance competitiveness of the shipping industry in Hong Kong. We need to develop logistics and cross-boundary e-commerce arrangements, develop a smart port in Hong Kong, enhance efficiency, and we need to make sure there is integrated development of a shipping cluster in the Greater Bay Area. We should try to attract Southeast Asian investors to store gold in Hong Kong, and in turn that will help with the financing options of gold-related services in Hong Kong. This will then bring about development in insurance for commodities trading in Hong Kong. It will also bring about more people choosing Hong Kong as a seat for arbitration. Dr. So talked about streamlining the procedures for attracting businesses and investment. I very much support that. We have the oases. It will attract talents and companies. I do support the approach that the government is taking, but with AI, data science, etc., for strategic industries, this is the OASIS target group. Not many of them are related to the finance, shipping and trade industries. Right now, we only rely on Invest Hong Kong to attract companies in these three areas. We do see the Invest Hong Kong doing much, but then they are mostly providing advisory services. They cannot really provide coordination on how to attract businesses and investment. So I agree with what was said in the original motion that there should be a strengthening of governance systems. In order to consolidate our strategic positioning as three centers and a hub, we need the participation of the business and industrial sectors. I urge the government to work with such sectors to ensure there is policy support that would match the needs of the industries. Mr. Chan Chun-ying. three centers and a hub is a strategic positioning of Hong Kong. They have different characteristics, but then they are also interrelated. We have real economy industries such as shipping and trading, and that would also provide room for survival of financial industry. I thank Ms. Carmen KAN for moving this motion to showcase the intertwined three centers and the related implementation of such. When we talk about financial center, we will definitely think about the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. It has done much in the promotion of mutual market access, talent training, and so on. And especially with the Financial Service Development Council, it should play a role. I am very glad that it has now a committee on research as well as the other areas such as manpower support. There are 6 committees in total, and they also have consultant support to liaise better with the Middle Eastern companies. If the FSDC continues to take this direction, I believe we will be able to enhance competitiveness in the finance sector. The FSDC, with the nurturing of talents and equipping the financial sector practitioners with right skills, we need to make sure we are attracting students to join the sector upon graduation. In fact, many students know much about finance due to Hong Kong's conditions. The FSDC can work with different industries to go to different institutions and schools to nurture and breed interest in students to join the financial sector. The FSDC can also work with schools and institutions to provide internship opportunities to students so that they can transfer their knowledge into real life. As Hong Kong is developing its financial sector and seeking new opportunities in collaboration with a delegation set up by the FSDC and a committee for liaising with the Middle East, we now have more ties with the Middle East. We need to make sure there is language support, however. We need to make sure there are people who can speak the relevant languages. With language support, it will help us promote our brand and create better impetus for growth in the economy. I urge the FSDC to put more resources into this. The FSDC needs to review the current situation in the market. They should also seek opportunities for further collaboration with different regions. Hong Kong is the 3 centers, and developing the 3 centers can be a new target of the FSDC. I think the FSDC can perhaps work with the shipping industry to set up a think tank or an expert group, like what Dr. So said, to consolidate resources and facilitate circulation of resources. Technology and green are now the key words in finance. And in turn, with finance, it will provide funding support for the real economy industries. It will in turn breed more technological and green opportunities. I think to facilitate collaboration between the 3 industries, it should be a win-win for all. Apart from the HKMA, we should make good use of the FSDC as well. The FSDC has been doing good work, but we need to clarify its functions to make sure the resources are allocated to the right places. And with the FSDC working together, perhaps with the Maritime and Port Development Board and the Trade Development Council, we should see better collaboration. I so submit.
Mr. Chen Pui-leung. Thank you, President. In the resolution of the 20th Third Plenum, explicit support was given to Hong Kong to consolidate our position as an international financial, shipping, and trade centers. Now, if we can improve and consolidate our strengths of our ports, we can fulfill the visions given to us by the country. Now, the 3 ports and the 3 centers are intertwined. By growing together, there can be a great synergy. The 2024 policy address proposed to establish a commodity trading ecosystem. That is also a combined development between financial, shipping, and trade centers. Now, the commodity trading industry accounts for more than half of the world's global trade. Now, if there are a lot of ships coming carrying a lot of cargoes, then it will bring about businesses to maritime legal services and financing services. Now, once upon a time, we ranked the first in terms of our terminal throughput. However, we are facing huge challenges right now. We have to identify our challenges. In terms of infrastructure and supporting facilities, we can't compete with our neighbors. However, we still have an edge in terms of professional services. There are more than 1,100 companies in relation providing high-end maritime services. The development of our maritime industry received unprecedented limelight. Now, the policy address mentioned that the Hong Kong Maritime and Ports Board will be reconstituted as the Maritime and Ports Development Board as a high-level advisory body to help the government formulate long-term strategies. I support this move. Earlier on, I asked a question. We are still the 4th largest ship registry jurisdiction in the world, but has the government conducted a survey? Where do they take out their insurance plan? In Hong Kong or elsewhere? However, the government does not have the relevant data. Maritime insurance is an important sector in the insurance industry. It is also a key to enhancing our high-end maritime services. However, if maritime insurance policies are mostly taken out with overseas companies, I don't believe that we would be able to convince the companies to stay. Now, we have a serious shortage of the relevant legal talents in maritime insurance. And there is a succession issue. I hope that the revamped Hong Kong MPDB can charge a comprehensive blueprint to galvanize our name card. I hope the HKMPDB will collaborate with stakeholders like the trade bodies and the Maritime Academy to roll out relevant courses to train maritime insurance talents. Also, in the 2024 policy address, in terms of promoting high value-added maritime services, the government said that it will seek to attract characteristic and leading players in the business to set up in Hong Kong. Now, with the heightened geopolitical tension, maritime safety is a concern. We need to be proactive in taking out insurance and roll out more maritime insurance products with which we have a say in the pricing. In the long run, we can contribute to the development of the maritime business in the Greater China region. I hope the HKMPDB will study my proposals closely. I also submit to support the motion and the amendment. The Council is now adjourned until 9 a.m. tomorrow.